Hello everyone, this is Andrew and I wanted to talk about Metal Gear Solid, my all-time favorite series. Now, I actually have 3 boxes of Calorie Mate. That is how much I love this series so much. I have I'm going to cosplay Liquid. That's right, I love this series a lot. But what's the future of Metal Gear Solid? Now, we have the idea of, well, we're going to remake Metal Gear Solid 3, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what's the future. What next game could there be? Could it be Metal Gear Solid Revengeance 2? Could it be another game about the boss? Big Boss? What could it be? Well, I have 4 suggestions of what the what the next game could be to push the story forward. Alright, so number 1 is reboot the entire series. Now, whoa. Before people comment down below and everything like that and get all crazy, the reason why I say this is because Kojima left. Let's face facts. He was a big part of the story. He was a big writer and everything for this. But it wasn't the same after Metal Gear Solid 5. It messed up a little bit of the timeline and just the workings of it the game was good, but just the time doesn't add up and a lot of things just don't kind of work to an extent. But then again, it's not as bad as some other game that we will not mention at all. But reboot the whole series. Give someone else a chance. Give it a shot in the arm. Let it have characters from the original, some other original characters that he makes. Let it all blend in. Have the core concept of Metal Gear Solid in still. And have some shed light on other characters so that way you don't stick to just one and write yourself into a corner, But besides that, let's face facts here. They're not going to write a story forward for Metal Gear Solid. They're going to get stuck just in that same area, rebooting, or remaking some games, and that's about it. So just reboot it. Give it to someone else. Let someone else have the reins so they can try something out. It will give a great thing for audience and older people that have loved Metal Gear Solid. Now, let's move on to number 2. Number 2. A game that we've all wanted so much. A game about the boss. That is right. Let's face facts here. We all love the boss. And we've had her since Metal Gear Solid 3 to the portable games to Metal Gear Solid 5 still. So, let's give us a game about the boss. The problem being is that no matter what game we get, we are going to hate it because I feel like our fandom is not toxic, but our fandom has built up such an image around the boss and such a mystique kind of character that whatever we get, we don't feel like it's going to be major. But what stories could there be? Well, let's see. There's a backstory about her being the daughter of the Patriots, her being in Black Ops missions, her being Mercury Lady, her recruiting the people for the Cobra unit, her giving birth on the battlefield, her killing the Sorrow. You have so many different avenues that it's a bit hard to screw up, right? I would think so. So, let's give the boss a game just for once. Try it and see what the demographic feels, because I feel like it will be fantastic. Number 3. Number 3 comes out of left field. I get it. Comes out of left field. But, I will say this. It is a game that I think a lot of people would be up for. It is a game about Meryl. Now, wait. A game about Meryl. We have seen her from Metal Gear Solid 1 to Metal Gear Solid 4. And she's had her own problems as a soldier, as a human being, and as a woman. We have seen all of this impact her. And, well, if Snake dies, right, she's grief-stricken to the point where she just wants to be alone on the battlefield doing her mission. She distanced herself from Johnny so much so that they divorce. That's right. So, let's have that be the main point for Meryl. Not only that, she goes on a secret op mission that kind of helps uncover the conspiracy that Raiden already dug up in Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. That way you could have Raiden as a support, maybe Sonny as a support, the company that Raiden was a part of as a support, and maybe Otacon. It's pushing it, but you could do it. So you could have that entire group. Plus adding some original characters so that way you're not running to a corner again. But you can have the core concept of Metal Gear Solid 2. It is sneaking. It is planning out your attack, making sure you don't get caught. That's exactly what Meryl can actually do because she is not super enhanced like Raiden. But she can still do the sneaking, she can still fight and all that. It would work pretty well on all honesty. Number 4. It is a game that is very obvious. Metal Gear Solid Revengeance 2. That's right. 2. Why? I mean, let's face facts here. Metal Gear Solid Revengeance was fantastic, okay? The game was good. Let's face it. The soundtrack, awesome. The graphics, awesome. The gameplay, you could cut things into a million pieces, man. That was awesome. Okay? A lot of this stuff with Metal Gear Solid Revengeance was amazing. But where exactly do you start? Well, I would actually start immediately after the first game ended, where you're faced with a bunch of guys coming to fight you in an alley. That way, it gives the player, well, how do I put it? It gives the character a good training ground already, a good tutorial to play with against these 3 guys. Blocking, parrying, attacking, power attacks, heavy attacks, dodging, running, all this stuff that he could learn. But not only that, he could have a conspiracy like every Metal Gear Solid does, but not just that. Let's say they kidnapped Rose and they kidnapped his kid. So the main first game focused on his personality of right from wrong, being Jack the Ripper and all this and that. Let's move that on to the next game. That's right. So have him have to deal with Jack the Ripper being a soldier, but not only that, him trying to be a good husband, finding out what kind of husband he was, and what kind of father he was, and what kind of father he is going to be and is. This would be a fantastic way to show what kind of person Raiden is, even more so. Yeah, you have the conspiracy, but let's face it, Revengeance was about how Raiden was as a person first and foremost, and then the conspiracy right after. You could have the same concept. You could have a support unit of his old company. You could have a support unit of Sonny, George, that Fox thing, which was cool. You could have all of this. It would be fantastic. I think everyone wouldn't mind having that back again. So that is my suggestions for Metal Gear Solid. Let me know down below what you think. Whether you think it's garbage that my suggestions are, whether my tie is crooked, that's fine. But remember to like, subscribe, and I hope your day is as awesome as you are, and I will see you in the next video.